What's up, Skull Nation? The energy is absolutely crackling right now around our Minnesota Vikings. We're not just heading into a new season, we're on the brink of something truly special, a turning point that could define our legacy. Can you feel that electric mix of hopeful anticipation and gut-wrenching suspense? Every strategic move, every rumored acquisition, every single whisper from Winter Park feels like it carries the weight of our Super Bowl dreams. It's a high-stakes poker game, and as the loyal Skull Nation, we're glued to every card, every bluff, every bold play our front office is making. This isn't just football. This is our passion, our obsession, and we are locked in for every twist and turn of this thrilling journey. Before we plunge into the heart of these crucial decisions, do me a massive favor. Absolutely smash that like button, then head down to the comments and let your voice be heard. What's got you fired up? What's keeping you on the edge of your seat? And seriously, for the glory of the North, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single critical update from the Skull Nation. Your passion fuels this entire community, and we thrive on hearing every one of your powerful roars. The current landscape isn't merely about filling out a roster, it's about unearthing those hidden gems, those unexpected catalysts who can change the entire dynamic of our team. And speaking of game changers, there's a persistent hum, a strategic whisper about a potential move that could not only shore up a critical position, but also deliver a psychological blow to our fiercest division rivals. Alright, Skull Nation, let's dive straight into a strategic chess move that could reverberate across the entire NFC North. We're talking about potentially adding a battle-tested veteran to our secondary, a player who knows what it takes to compete at the highest level, and one who could be plucked right from under the nose of our bitter rivals, the Green Bay Packers. The name on the lips of those in the know is Rasul Douglas, the veteran cornerback. Now, I know some of you might be raising an eyebrow, recalling his 2024 campaign with the Buffalo Bills, where his PFF coverage grade was 58.9 and he allowed a 123. 7 passer rating. Not exactly Pro Bowl numbers, right? But hold on a minute, this isn't just about raw stats. It's about a player who brings invaluable experience, leadership, and an undeniable knack for making crucial plays when the game is on the line. Matt Holder from Bleacher Report tossed out Rasul Douglas as a potential target for both the Vikings and the Packers. And this is where it gets incredibly compelling. Douglas actually had a career resurgence in Green Bay back in 2021, so a reunion there would make sense for them. But just imagine the sheer audacity, the strategic brilliance if we were to swoop in and sign him. It would be a monumental gut punch to the Packers, a shrewd late free agency power play that could absolutely shift the dynamics of the division. We currently have Jeff Okudah and Isaiah Rodgers projected as our starting corners, but let's be brutally honest, both were primarily backups last year. Douglas wouldn't just provide much needed depth, he'd bring a battle-tested veteran presence, a reliable alternative if one of our younger guys falters or gets injured. The Packers might not need Douglas as desperately as we do in terms of raw depth, but strategically denying them his presence is just as important. With Jair Alexander's leadership role possibly in flux and young guys like Nate Hobbs and Kysir Nixon stepping into bigger roles, Douglas could be that invaluable mentor. He's got 19 career interceptions and 79 passes defensed, including an impressive 5 picks in 2023 alone. Even if he didn't record any last year, his instincts, his ball hawking ability, and his veteran savvy are still undeniably there. If the Vikings manage to sign Rasul Douglas, it's not just about adding a player to the roster. It's a powerful statement. It's a strategic tactical strike designed to undermine our rivals, to get inside their heads. Imagine Rasul Douglas in purple and gold, stepping up in a crucial moment, making a game-winning play against the Packers in 2025. That, Skull Nation, is the kind of move that fuels legends and sends shockwaves through the division. And now, Skull Nation, let's shift our focus to a bold, high-stakes maneuver that could fundamentally transform our defensive secondary and set us up for long-term success. We're talking about a trade for a former first-round draft pick, a player who has the potential to be the missing puzzle piece in our defense. Greg Newsome II, the talented cornerback from the Cleveland Browns. Our pass defense, as we all painfully know, was a sieve last year, allowing the 5th most passing yards in the league, and we shed some crucial secondary pieces this offseason. While our general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah smartly poured resources into the offensive and defensive lines, and we appreciate that grit, it's left our defensive backfield looking alarmingly thin. We've got Josh Metella stepping up, which is fantastic, but we desperately need a consistent lockdown cornerback to line up opposite Byron Murphy. With the free agent market essentially picked clean, except for a few aging veterans, the trade market becomes our most viable and, frankly, most exciting avenue. Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports wasn't just guessing when he identified Greg Newsome too as a prime trade target. He hit the bullseye. Here's why this makes absolute sense for the Minnesota Vikings. Our own GM, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, was actually in the Cleveland Browns front office when they drafted Newsome in the 1st round of the 2021 NFL Draft. That's a direct connection, folks. Kwesi knows his talent, his work ethic, and exactly what he brings to the table. And here's the kicker that makes this so intriguing. The Browns seem to be slowly but surely phasing out a former 1st rounder, which is absolutely baffling. He only managed 3 starts last season under their defensive coordinator. Newsome is heading into the final year of his rookie contract, and the Browns are currently in salary cap hell, boasting the highest total player salary allocation in the league. This is our golden opportunity to swoop in and potentially acquire him for surprisingly low draft capital. Yes, his $13.4 million cap hit is significant, but this is a calculated high reward risk, especially if we're not comfortable relying solely on a combination of Isaiah Rodgers and Jeff Okudah for that crucial CB2 spot. Newsome battled a hamstring injury last season, and his Pro Football Focus coverage grades weren't exactly sparkling. But sometimes all a player needs is a change of scenery, a fresh coaching staff, a new system to finally unleash that untapped potential. Imagine what a player of his caliber with his draft pedigree could become in our defense under a GM who already believes in him. This isn't just about acquiring a player, it's about a strategic investment, a foundational piece that could solidify our secondary for years to come. This is the kind of bold, aggressive move that defines a serious contender, and it gets us one step closer to where we need to be. And now, Skull Nation, we arrive at the heart of our story, a narrative deeply intertwined with hope, redemption, and the relentless pursuit of a second chance. We've explored the strategic maneuvers and the bold trade possibilities, but sometimes the answer lies in a familiar face, a player who once wore our colors and now seeks a path back to the brightest lights of the NFL. We're talking about Cameron Dantzler, the former Vikings cornerback, a name that evokes a potent mix of promise and unanswered questions. He was once a high draft pick for us back in 2020, brimming with potential, a player we envisioned as a long-term answer in a critical position. After leaving Minnesota, his journey became a whirlwind of tryouts and short stints with multiple teams. The Commanders, Bills, Texans, and Saints all had a look, but nothing stuck. It's a tough road, a testament to the brutal, unforgiving nature of this league. But Dantzler never gave up. He's been tirelessly grinding in the UFL with the Memphis Showboats, honing his craft, sharpening his skills, waiting for that one call, that single opportunity to prove himself again. And recently, he poured his heart out on social media with a powerful, soul-bearing message. God, give me another chance, and I trust I'ma make the most of it. You can practically feel the raw emotion, the hunger, the desperation for another shot. He's only 26, turning 27 in September, which means the athleticism, the physical tools that made him a promising 3rd-round pick are absolutely still there. As a rookie, he showed us tantalizing flashes of what he could be. 46 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 crucial interceptions, and a forced fumble. In his 2nd season, he continued to contribute solid numbers with 53 tackles, another interception, and 8 passes defensed. He demonstrated the ability to be a high-volume tackler and a ball hawk, qualities that every defense craves. The question isn't just about talent anymore, it's about consistency, about finding the mental fortitude to maintain that elite performance week in and week out. Can he finally put it all together? Has his time in the UFL, away from the intense glare of the NFL, allowed him to mature, to refine his game, to find that missing piece? The Vikings desperately need help at cornerback, and while a Dantzler reunion might seem like a long shot to some, a romanticized what if in the cutthroat business of the NFL, the thought of him returning, revitalized and ready to seize his second chance is incredibly compelling. Imagine the story, a player who left, battled adversity, and returned stronger, becoming the reliable corner we always hoped he could be. Could Cameron Dantzler be the surprising redemptive answer to our defensive prayers? The ultimate underdog story that captures the hearts of Skull Nation. This is the kind of narrative that fuels legendary seasons.